A surefire blockbuster action fight is on its way in another tremendous matchup. David Benavidez versus David Morrell.
Benavidez walking down plan, hurting plan. The best round of the fight for David Benavidez here. Long distance left uppercut, referee Benavidez steps in, waves the fight off.
While fans are still holding out hope to see Benavidez square off against boxing's biggest star Canelo Alvarez, the fight isn't happening anytime soon, if ever.
Oh, well, just let's give the people what they want to see. They want to see David versus Benavidez versus Canelo.
But give Benavidez credit, he's moving forward without any bitterness. He knows he's got his own career to build, and he's not content to spend it chasing Canelo's shadow. When that fight eventually happens, it'll be massive. But for now, Benavidez is laser focused on proving his worth by taking on the toughest competition out there. Benavidez knows the best way to reach Canelo's levels to keep winning fight after fight against the hardest opponents available. And that's exactly what Benavidez is doing as he prepares to meet David Morrell in the ring. At just 26 years old, Morrell may only have 11 fights under his belt, but the Cuban Minnesotan has knocked out all but 2 of his opponents. And in just 5 years, he's already making waves in the sport. Morrell is leading the pack and punch output, ranks second in their overall performance metrics, and boasts one of the highest connect percentages, with opponents landing on him less frequently than on the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Dimitri Bivol, Demetrius Andrade, and Devin Haney. Morrell's last fight in August, where he dominated Radivoje Kalajdzic on the undercard of Terence Crawford and Israel Madrimov, showed he's serious about becoming the best. Taking on the fearsome Benavidez could be his proving ground. Benavidez, of course, needs no introduction to fight fans. Not many fighters can say they've been avoided by Canelo, but Benavidez can. And while it's probably unfair to accuse Canelo of ducking anyone, his resume speaks for itself. There's no denying that the 29-0 Benavidez is a dangerous foe. He's faced tough competition, slick boxers, and everything in between without tasting defeat.
Benavidez unloading with blistering combination.
Get this! Davis looking to retaliate. Another shot.
He's also finished 24 of his 29 victories within the distance. For Benavidez, though, this fight is risky. He's already in a solid position as an interim champion, so there's no real need to take on such a tough challenge. A loss to Morrell could mean missing out on a huge, potentially career-defining fight next year, possibly on the lucrative Cinco de Mayo weekend. While staying active in the division is important, the decision to face Morrell raises some eyebrows. Aside from that, both fighters are nothing short of dangerous, and this fight is loaded with high stakes for both men. At least that's what the record says. Both men enter the ring with perfect records, bringing a combination of knockout power, skill, and unimaginable confidence. The fight will be contested over 12 rounds, where both fighters will look to cement their place at the top of the division. Benavidez steps in with a clean record of 29 wins, no losses, and 24 knockouts. His reputation as a heavy hitter is well earned, having stopped 83% of his opponents. Morrell, though less experienced, with 11 wins and 9 knockouts, is no less dangerous. With a knockout rate just a hair under Benavidez at 82%, Morrell's power is undeniable, and he's proven he can finish his fights early. The slight edge in power might go to Benavidez, but Morrell holds a 2-inch reach advantage, which could play a significant role in keeping Benavidez at bay. Morrell also fights out of the southpaw stance, which could pose additional challenges for the orthodox Benavidez. However, Benavidez has far more experience, with 18 more fights under his belt and a pro debut dating back to 2013. Benavidez has logged 148 professional rounds compared to Morrell's 54, a gap that could become apparent in the later stages of the fight. Benavidez's recent form has been as impressive as his career. He stopped 3 of his last 5 opponents, with his most recent victory coming via unanimous decision over Alexander Gvozdyk in June of 2024.
And Benavidez loves to go to the best. 3-punch combination land.
Before that, he demolished Demetrius Andrade by TKO in 6 rounds and earned a unanimous decision win over Caleb Plant in a high-profile showdown.
Oh, heavy right hand. Down goes Andrade in the 4th.
Covered from that.
Another heavy right hand that rocked Andrade. The left now bearing down on the right. There's another left and
That's because of the movement.
Oh, and there's the right hand that blocked.
Morrell, while having fought less, is equally formidable. He stopped 4 of his last 5 opponents, most recently defeating Radivoje Kalajdzic by unanimous decision in August of 2024. Morrell's explosive knockout of Yamaguchi Falcao in the first round earlier in 2023.
How much more is this one going to last? Good night. It's over.
Further proves his ability to close out fights early, leaving little room for error for Benavidez. Morrell has been slightly busier. His last 5 fights have come in a shorter time span compared to Benavidez, stepping into the ring more frequently and consistently. Morrell's fights have tended to finish quicker as well, with his recent bouts averaging 6.2 rounds compared to Benavidez' 8 rounds per fight. Both fighters bring unique skills and strengths, making it a fight that could go in different directions depending on how each man turns up. David Benavidez is known for his suffocating pressure. Standing at 6'2" with an impressive 80-inch reach, he uses his size and reach advantage to walk his opponents down, cutting off the ring and relentlessly throwing punches and combinations. He overwhelms his opposition by consistently staying in their face, throwing multiple punches from various angles and breaking them down over time. He is especially dangerous in his ability to mix up his attacks to the head and body.
Backing up Rogelio Medina, and a body shot there as Medina, but he comes up.
Investing early in body shots to wear his opponents out for the later rounds. His power is undeniable, and although he isn't a one-punch knockout artist, the accumulation of damage he delivers usually results in his opponents wilting under the pressure. He has shown time and again that he can maintain his pace across the fight, never letting his foot off the gas. His jab sets up much of his offense, allowing him to close the distance and unload devastating combinations. However, his forward pressure does come with a risk. His defense can be leaky. While his aggressive style has been highly effective, it leaves him vulnerable to counters, especially against a fighter who can handle the pressure and make him miss. Benavidez often relies on his chin and resilience to absorb punches, but against a solid counterpuncher like David Morrell, this could become a significant weakness. Morrell thrives on making his opponents miss and punishing them with crisp, accurate countershots. Unlike Benavidez, Morrell is more selective with his punches, focusing on precision rather than volume. His Cuban amateur background has endowed him with slick footwork and excellent timing, which allows him to evade incoming attacks and create angles for his own offense. Though he doesn't throw as many punches as Benavidez, Morrell is highly effective when he does.
And Henderson's been down once in his career. He is getting tattooed.
Often landing clean, powerful shots that can change the course of a fight. Morrell's southpaw stance also presents a tricky puzzle for Benavidez. Southpaws are notoriously difficult to deal with, and Morrell uses his stance to his advantage, setting traps for his opponents and countering with sharp, accurate punches. His footwork allows him to pivot out of danger and avoid being trapped against the ropes or in the corner, areas where Benavidez is the most deadly. While Benavidez likes to overwhelm his opponents with his volume and aggression, Morrell has the tools to neutralize that pressure by keeping Benavidez off balance, forcing him to reset his attack. When it comes to power and durability, both men have knockout power, but they apply it in different ways. Benavidez's power comes through sheer volume and the accumulation of damage. His ability to keep throwing punches for 12 rounds wears down his opponents, leading to late stoppages or lopsided decisions. Morrell's power is more sudden and precise. He's shown the ability to end fights with a single punch, specifically when his opponents are out of position or off balance. If Morrell can time Benavidez's forward rushes and land a perfectly placed counter, that can turn the fight in his favor. Mental toughness of both fighters is another aspect that can make a thing. Benavidez has been through tough wars, and his doggedness has been tested against high-level opponents. He has a dog mentality, willing to walk through fire to impose his will on his opponents. Morrell, though less experienced in the pro ranks, has shown a calm, composed demeanor in the ring, never getting rattled even when under pressure. His ability to adapt mid-fight is a result of his high boxing IQ, and this ability could be crucial against a fighter as tireless as Benavidez. And that would call into question his stamina. Benavidez has proven that he can maintain his high-pressure style across 12 rounds without showing signs of fatigue. He can keep coming forward, throwing punches and bunches, and force his opponents to fight at a pace they can't maintain. Morrell, though not as tested in grueling 12-round fights, has shown good condition so far, and his more economical style could help him conserve energy and stay sharp throughout the fight. If Morrell can make Benavidez miss and counter effectively, he may be able to frustrate Benavidez and slow him down in the later rounds. But Benavidez's pressure and volume make him a difficult opponent for anyone. But if there's a fighter with a style to neutralize that pressure, it's someone like Morrell, who has the footwork, timing, and ring IQ to keep Benavidez off balance. But he'll need to be disciplined for the full 12 rounds. Any lapse in concentration could see him get caught by one of Benavidez's powerful combinations. If Morrell can weather the heat that Benavidez throws at him, if he can weather the early storm and find ways to disrupt Benavidez's rhythm, Morrell has a real chance to come out on top. But if Benavidez can keep the pressure on and prevent Morrell from getting into a groove, his relentless style may be too much for Morrell to handle. Either way, both men have something to prove. Thanks for watching.